You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. And let's see what I'm going to get. So first of all, the packaging itself looks very nice. And you even get the option to get without box or with box and multi-game card. There are many different options. So we're going to get one with the Retroad 1 on 12 and one multi-game card. The system itself, this is encasing that I've seen before like many times. But the one thing I already noticing is like with the cheap devices you get this wiggle on and off, really cheap on and off and reset button, but this thing is not bad at all. First of all, smell test. This thing doesn't smell chemical at all. Warranty, Retroad TV game. Okay, that is not really concerning. Then we're going to get the controllers, so we're going to take a close look at it later. Two of them, of course. And already mentioning like the packaging is very nice. I'm very curious how the audio will be because we're going to get stereo sound. At least we're going to get the plugs. And here we're going to get the European connection, just a barrel jack, power supply. So yeah, that's it. How many volts is this thing? I have no idea. It says something like 7.5. What the heck is this? If you look at the description, it looks like it's made for Russian market. Wow, what the hell is going on? But let's take a close look at the controller. First of all, the smelly test. It smells very nice and not chemical. So what I noticed, this thing is getting really close to the authentic Mega Drive controller. First of all, the button touch is very nice. It feels like an authentic controller. A very nice touch. Start is the same and the D-pad, it's the floating D-pad. But normally with the cheap controllers it's getting really high and it feels really flimsy and cheap. We're going to test it out how it responds later on in the video. And of course a very nice high quality cable with an original connector. But when you take a close look at this device, it looks way better than I have seen before with other products. And this surprised me, absolutely, because I've seen my share of shitty products and I lost hope. But now this will give me a little bit hope. Not even talking about it, how it will sound. Already mentioned like the on-off switch feels like way better quality. Still a little bit wiggly, but it's better than all the products I've seen before. The reset button feels nice, a nice clicky reset button. Over here, nice 16-bit decal. At the front we're going to get two controller ports, so I would not be surprised if you can use your original controllers on this. But also I'm very curious about the controls that came with this system, because they were not feeling really bad. But let's talk about the dust cover. Oh boy, these are just so horrible on most of these systems. We need to open it up to see how it looks on the inside. They feel quite flimsy and I'm always afraid that they will break down after some time. And when it comes to plugging in the games, they fit in very well, but I must say that when you want to pull them out, you always need to do it like this or just pull them. Oh, I hate that. Okay, and at the back we're going to get all the connection and only the AV out functionality. Sadly, because I wish they use an HDMI. Over here we're going to get the region switch. They already stated on the box that we can use PAL and Genesis games. We're going to get stereo sound, or that is something I'm hoping. And of course the input for the barrel jack connection for the juice. But I want to bring the testing for these systems just to the next wicked level. I tested it out in the past with some cartridges, but I wanted to test them out with all kinds of versions, and I think I've collected them all now. So with the test we will include Street of Rage number 2, because I love those soundtracks and they're a great test for testing out the sound capabilities of the hardware. Then we're going to get the Bitmap Bureau Xeno Crisis. It's basically like a new game-ish homebrew. Then we're going to get Virtual Racing with the special chip. The chip that not all of the clone systems will have the support for, or the system in general. We're going to get Sonic 3 and Knuckles, the combination card that is also not supported by every single clone system. And not to forget an original multi-game card, just to see what happens if we're going to plug it in and we're trying to play some games. We're going to get the Mega EverDrive, the original Greeks edition, and that we're going to test out because also the EverDrive is not supported by every single system. And then we're going to get the multi-game card from a friend from China. Same story, not always compatible with a system. Also, we're going to test out the fake weird looking Japanese version multi-game card, then the Sonic 2 when he becomes fluffy, or in other words just a retro game, a homebrew game, just to see how it works out. And of course we're going to check out the fake versions, the EverDrives from China, just to see if this game works too. Okay, so let the testing begin on the device and let's see if it's capable of running all of these different cartridges. In the first test, we're just going to turn it on to see if there are built-in games. I hear a lot of interference, but there are no built-in games today. The game that came with it, or the multi-game card, I'm surprised because this is a completely new version. I've reviewed a couple of them, and this is a special version that came with the system itself from Retroad itself. Maybe you can buy it separately, don't know for sure, but in the end, it's a unique collection compared with the first generation I've reviewed back in today. Okie dokie, so let's take a close look at it. What kind of games you're going to get? So Victor Man 1 and 2, a game that you don't see very often. All the Street of Rages, Golden Axe. Holy crap, this is a really good collection. Normally we're going to get some crappy games with the 1 or 12 one, but this, ooh, it blows my mind. Sonic the Hedgehog, only not a combination of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. They never put those combination cards or homebrew games on a multi-card. But the 112 one that comes with this machine is very good. And even Ultimate Mortal Kombat. Wow. Well, one thing is a little bit of a bummer. You cannot use these Japanese versions. I tried to put them in, but it is just not compatible. Oh, no, it isn't. You can see like it doesn't fit it well. So I just want to point out that there's no way to get in. Okay, next up, the Sonic 3 and Knuckles cartridge combination. And surprisingly, it works like a charm. All the sound effects are here. Works like a charm. Okay, so next up, let's try an EverDrive. This is the Chinese version that you can pick up from AliExpress for a couple of dollars. They are not very expensive, but you can see like they are working very well. So that is an option you can go with this Retroad system. Next up, I wanted to try the original Grix edition, and here you can see that it boots up without any hassle. So both of the EverDrives seem to be working on this fake Sega Mega Drive machine. This game, Xenocrisis, has been released, I think it's not a very long time ago, but I wanted to try it out, so let's do a quick gameplay and let's see how it plays and sounds. So next up, for the region test, I just want to see if the switches work. I've put in my Street of Rage game, so let's reboot it now with different settings. Alright, let's boot it up again. And let's see if it still gets the message that I can play it on my region console. And you can see it boots up like Bare Knuckle number 2. Let's try some games. I just want to hear how does its game sound on this Retroad system. So when you listen to the soundtrack, you can hear some tunes are not like the original soundtrack. But yeah, that's the best soundtrack you're going to get with a fake Sega from China. Okay guys, so what do I think of this Mega Drive from 16-bit Retroad? I just made it honest, nothing beats a real deal, man. Like, if it comes to the consoles and the quality, nothing beats it. But the controller, on the other hand, I was really surprised. It plays very nice, the D-pad is just perfect. It comes with very nice buttons, and even with the mode button. That is something you don't have a lot with these fake controllers. But the system, it's slightly better than, let's say, your typical clone system. But when it comes to the emulation, let's say the playback of your games, it is not like it should be. It's like nothing beats the original, the authentic Mega Drive sound. They cannot mimic it, and there is always something to mess up, but they're getting really close. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and I will see you in the next video.